मातृरूपेण
नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द
पाण्ड्य महादेवी
नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द
मीनाक्षी अवतारा
नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द
अर्धनारीश्वरा
नित्यानन्द 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 नित्यनिकेश्वर नित्यानन्द 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 नित्यसद्गुरु नित्यानन्द
करुणामयमूर्ति
नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द
कमलालय कीर्ति
नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द
आनन्द परशान्ति
नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द
आत्मालय कान्ति
नित्यानन्द 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 नित्यनिकेश्वर नित्यानन्द 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 नित्यसद्गुरु नित्यानन्द
हरिहर सागर
नित्यानन्द
अमृत शेखर
नित्यानन्द
द्वैताद्वैता
नित्यानन्द
त्रिगुणातीता
नित्यानन्द 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 नित्यनिकेश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यसद्गुरु नित्यानन्द
पूरण कारण आगमधारणा पूरण कारण आगमधारण आदिगुरुनाथ श्री चतुर्वेद सर्वसंरक्षक सन्मार्गनायक महाभावेन लिंगोद्भवेन आनन्दरूपेण
नित्यानन्द 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 नित्यनिकेश्वर नित्यानन्द
जीव जीवशा
नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द नित्यनिकेश्वर नित्यानन्द
ज्ञानदेवशा
नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्द नित्यनिकेश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यसद्गुरु नित्यानन्द 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 नित्यनिकेश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यसद्गुरु नित्यानन्द 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 नित्यनिकेश्वर नित्यानन्द नित्यसद्गुरु नित्यानन्द
4 o'clock, and now let us start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. The next is the Shivamula mantra. To invoke Paramashiva's presence before we start the Nithyananda Yoga, we'll be now chanting the Shivamula mantra 11 times. All of you can chant it internally, and we'll be chanting it aloud so you can follow. Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. 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 Now we will be doing the Tattvachamanam, the cleansing of the body. before we start the Nithyananda Yoga. So please take the Panchapatram and Udarni in your hands and place your hands in the Gokarna Mudra, slightly cupping your hands, and take an Udarni of water. Pour it in your palm and sip it from the base of your palm as the mantra Swada is chanted. Om Atmatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Vidyatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Shivatattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Now please wash your hands and with the base of the thumb wipe the upper lip and lower lip twice as the mantra is chanted. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands. With the tips of the right hand, index finger, middle finger and ring finger, touch the upper lip and lower lip. Wash your hands. With the tip of the right hand, index finger and thumb, touch the right nostril, left nostril. With the tips of the right hand, ring finger and thumb, touch the right eye, right ear and left ear. Now wash your hands. With the base of the little finger and thumb, touch the navel center, right chest, left chest. With all the tips of your fingers joined together, touch the top of your head, right shoulder, left shoulder and heart center. Now we will be entering into the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution, making a Sankalpa for what you want to manifest today during the Nithyananda Yoga. So close your eyes, take a moment and visualize what you want to manifest in your body. What do you want to manifest today during the yoga? Now place your right hand over your left and clench your fists, bring it to your right thigh as we chant the Sankalpa. Om Mamopata Samasta Durita Kshayadvara Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Vishishtayam Asyam Shubhatitau Puranam Arogyayukta Dhridagatra Yaugika Sharira Siddhyartham Paramashiva Shaktya Vishkaranartham Nithyananda Yoga Abhyasam Karishye. Now please wash your hands. Om Apaupasprisya. And you can keep the Panchapatram a little far away so you don't go over it during the yoga. And now let's all stand up to start and begin with the warm-ups before we do the yoga. So first you can lift your right leg and start rotating your ankle towards the clockwise direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now let's move on to our knees. Bring your hands to your knees and start rotating your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now come back up and spread your legs slightly wide and start rotating your hips as wide as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and now the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now spread your legs a little bit more wide apart, how much ever you can, and go down, bringing your hands to the ground. And if you can do this comfortably, bring your forearms also and feel the stretch in your legs. Stay there for a moment. Now come to the right leg. Try touching your head to your knee. Now walk towards your left. Okay, let's get up. And now bring your hands to your shoulders and start rotating your shoulders. Bring your elbows together in front of you as much as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Bring your hands to your chest level. Let's start twisting our torso. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now let's move on to our head. Slowly start rotating your head, feeling the stretch in your neck. Do it slowly, don't hurt yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yes. And now we'll be entering into a very powerful meditation, the skeleton dance, which strengthens your very bone structure of life, your integrity. So now stand straight and take a moment, visualize yourself as just pure bones, just as a skeleton with no skin, no muscles, nothing, just pure bones, and slowly start shaking your body.
पांडुरंग जय विठ्ठले 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 पांडुरंग जय विठ्ठले 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 नित्य नारायण नित्यानंद नित्य नारायण नित्यानंद नित्य नारायण नित्यानंद नित्य नारायण
And now let's all settle down. Before we start the yoga today, I would like to give a quick disclaimer. The yoga is only for general wellness purposes and educational purposes only. And if you have any health issues, medical conditions, diabetes, you're pregnant, anything, please take a doctor's advice, follow your doctor's advice. And if during the yoga you feel tired, you are not able to do, please stop doing the yoga, take rest and start doing it only once you are able to again. And always listen to your body. It's very important to listen to your body and don't go past your capacity. So with that, now let us enter into today's yoga. The first asana is Gardvasana, the donkey pose. This is the TVK, the Tritiya Vinyasa Krama part 2. This asana is revealed in the Yoga Karnika. Jangorubhyam daram pidya stitakayo dvijanuna jano parikaram yugmam Gardvasana muchyate.
And in this asana, we are going to be sitting in Padmasana. We're going to be sitting with one foot at the perineum and the other foot will be on top of the other foot. So in this asana, you are going to be placing your hands on your knees, and here we are going to be performing the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. So in the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, you are going to be forcefully moving. You're going to be breathing in and you're going to be forcefully moving the retained prana through all the limbs of the body in the upward and the downward direction. And lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha as well as engage the Uddiyana Bandha. So suck your stomach in and up. Gaze at the tip of your nose. And visualize yourself as a humble, steadfast donkey known for its shoe-footedness and gentle endurance. The monkey carries burdens with quiet patience and unwavering strength. And feel this grounded resilience and steady determination flowing within you, empowering your spirit to persist with calm confidence through every challenge. And while you are doing this asana, continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham internally. Now you can relax. Let us move to the next asana.
The next is Dhanurasana Trini, the bow pose 3. This comes from the Hatha Pradipika of Swatmarama, chapter 2, verse 11. Padanguštau tu panibhyam grihitva shravanavadi dhanurakarshanam kritva dhanurasana muchyate.
And here we are going to be extending. First, let's start by extending both the legs in front of us. And now you're going to be holding on to the toes. Hold on to the big toes with the prana mudra, the index finger and the middle finger. And you'll be now bringing one foot towards the opposite ear. And make sure that the leg is above. Your hand is above your leg here. And in this asana, you are going to be performing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. So inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing senses. Bring your attention inwards as you hold as long as you are comfortable. And then you're going to be exhaling slowly and you're going to be repeat this action. Engage your core, engage your perineum in the Mula Bandha. And visualize yourself as a bow, coiled with tension yet perfectly aligned. And see strength, resilience and precision radiating through your body, embodying readiness, control and the potential energy of awakened power. And gaze forward and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham internally. Now you can relax. Let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Virasana Chatwari, hero pose 4. This comes from the Kiranagama Yogapada, chapter 1, verse 8. Dvigunam patitam padam vamam dakshinatottitam kritva nyonyastalastam tu virapattam ata uchyate.
Yes. Now again, extend both your legs in front of you. And now you're going to be bringing one foot above the knee of the opposite foot, and your hands will be placed flat on the ground, your fingers pointing in the backward direction, And continue to perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Here we are also going to be performing, engaging the Shambhavi Mudra, where you're going to be gently focusing the inner awareness through the eyes, soft and steady, and maintaining alertness without tension. Here visualize yourself in heroic steadiness, sitting with dignity and calm focus, and see inner courage, patience, and alignment radiating through your posture, embodying resilience, preservation, and centered strength. Now you can relax. Let us move to the next asana.
The next is Ekapadasana Dve, the 1 foot pose 2. This comes from the Hataratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. एकपादं मतो कण्ठे उत्थाप्य एकं च दण्डवत् करौ सम्पुटितौ कृत्वा एकपादं तदुच्यते.
Now again let's start with extending both the legs in front of us, and now you're going to be bringing 1 foot behind your neck. Bring 1 foot behind your neck and place both the hands in the Anjali Mudra, in the Namaskara Mudra, in front of your heart center. And now in this asana, we'll continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your third eye, and visualize yourself balanced on 1 foot, rooted yet poised for movement. See stability, precision, and mindful control flowing through every limb, embodying adaptability, focus, and graceful strength. And if you're not able to bring the leg behind the neck, you can also place your leg on top of your shoulder to begin with. And don't forget to place your hand in the Anjali Mudra in front of you. And gaze at your third eye and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Good. You can relax. Now let's move to the next asana.
The next is Dakshina Pada Shirshasana, the right foot headstand. This comes from the Yoga Kaustubha. Besine jamne paga matau paralave dakhana pachalya bhaga para chadvava nehat jodne sthiti karave te dvipada shirshasana kaheva ayache.
Now bring again 1 foot behind your neck, or you can also place it on top of your shoulders. And now the other foot will be, bring it close to your perineum, as close as you can, and continue to maintain the Anjali Mudra, hands folded in front of your heart center, and visualize yourself inverted on 1 foot, head grounded, body aligned with alert, and body aligned and alert, and see focus, courage, and inner strength radiating, embodying balance, resilience, and the ability to maintain clarity in challenging position. Gaze at your third eye, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll continue to perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Very good. You can relax. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Ekapada Mayurasana, the 1 foot peacock pose. This comes from the Hataratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. Harati sakala roganashu gulmodaradhin abhibhavati chadoshinnasanam Shri Mayuram.
Good. And now this asana is we're going to be balancing on both the hands here. So first we'll be bringing the foot 1 foot behind the head. So we'll show you how to do it. If you're not able to bring it completely behind the head, you can place your foot on top of your shoulders. And now you're going to be placing both the hands flat on the ground, your fingers pointing away from you, and you're going to be balancing, raising the other foot off the ground. So here, visualize yourself as a peacock while you're doing this asana, balanced on 1 foot, poised and radiant. See elegance, vigilance, and vibrant awareness flowing through your being, embodying grace, precision, and the confidence, the beauty of the awakened spirit. Here you will be continuing to perform the Shambhavi Mudra. Gently focus the awareness inside you through the eye soft and steady. And continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze forward and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Okay, now let us continue.
The next is Supta Trivikramasana, the supine 3 steps pose. This comes from the Natamuni's Yoga Rahasyam. Uttana Kurma Pitam cha Simham Garudam eva cha Vatayanam Gomukam cha Bharadwajam Trivikramam.
Good. Now lie down. We're going to bring one foot behind the neck again and we're going to be lying down. So you can start with bringing one foot behind the neck and then lie down, or you can lie down first, whichever is easier for you. And your foot, the foot will be, so hold on to your foot with the same hand, and the other foot will be placed off on the ground. So this will be placed on the ground. And continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose. Continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And visualize yourself as the cosmic Trivikrama, the triangle with angle rooted in earth, another reaching towards the heavens, and the third angle piercing your very soul. See your body expanding and contracting like the universe itself, embodying boundless strength, divine reach, and the courageous ability to transcend limitations while remaining grounded in stability. Good. Now you can relax. Let us enter into the next asana.
The next asana is Vyagrasana, the tiger pose. This comes from Rudrayamala Tantra. Vyagrasanam mato vakshe krodha kala vishnashanam ekapadam shirsha madhye merudando paristitam.
Now come back to the previous asana, the previous pose, where your leg will be behind your neck and you'll be lying on your back. And now the difference is that you will be placing both the hands on the ground. Okay? And so continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize yourself as a tiger, coiled and ready to spring. See strength, focus and stealth coursing through your body, embodying courage, power and the primal alertness that commands respect and presence. Very good. Now relax. Let's move to the next asana.
The next asana is Paryankasana Dve, the couch pose 2. This comes from Yogamani Prabha of Ramananda Saraswati. Janu prasarita bano shayanam paryankasanam kraunchakostragajaddivat upaveshanam kraunchadhyasanam.
Good. Now lie down on the ground and bring your knees to your chest. Visualize yourself as a couch, steady and supportive, carrying the weight of the world with ease, and see your presence offering comfort and stability to all who approach, embodying patience, receptivity, and the capacity to nurture through silent strength. So while you are doing this asana, continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose, and continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So you'll be holding on to wrapping your knees with your elbows and holding on to the opposite elbows. Alright, now relax, come up, and let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Vashishthasana Dve, Sage Vashishta pose 2. This comes from the Yogasana Mala Sutra, Sanchitra. This it says, दो पगति जोड़ी संपुट करे हाथ दो पगा बिचियानी तले करी बारलिया लाली ल्याई कहूनिया माहिली सिंदी रखाई.
Okay, now here we are going to be bringing both the feet behind the neck and we'll be holding on to the feet, to the respective feet. So here you will visualize yourself. You will be visualizing yourself as sage, Vishishta, radiating wisdom and unshakable clarity. your consciousness embracing all beings with compassion while remaining rooted in truth, embodying discernment, a spiritual authority, and the serene power of enlightened radiance. Continue to engage your perineum, the Mula Bandha, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, and gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashubhoham. Relax. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next is Shivalingasana, the Shivalinga pose. This comes from Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. दो पावशीष परियाने फुनी एक जुगति और ताहम ताने दो पगा के अंगुष्ठ जो तिनपरी मुठी करी की दो.
Okay. Now here we'll come back to the same position as the previous asana. Both the feet behind the neck and hold on to the respective feet with your hands. And here we'll be visualize yourself as the sacred Shiva Linga, the eternal symbol of Paramashiva's formless essence, and see your being radiating infinite consciousness, embodying creation, preservation, and dissolution while holding the timeless energy of divine awareness. So if you're not able to completely bring both your feet behind the neck, try to raise it above your head in front of you as well, or place them on your shoulders. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Shambhavi Mudra, and gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashubhoham. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Kakarupa Skandasana Dve, crow form shoulder pose. This comes from the Rudrayamala Tantra. अतवक्ष्ये काकरूपस्कन्दासनमुत्तमं कलिपापात् प्रमुच्येत वायवीं वसमानयेत्.
Now come back to the same position as the previous asana, both the feet on behind the neck and hold on to the, yes. So here the difference is that the palms will be on the floor, both the hands place the palms on the floor, and visualize yourself as an owl perched silently on a branch, eyes piercing the night with clear perception, and see awareness attuned to subtle vibrations, embodying vigilance, wisdom, and the ability to discern the hidden truth in darkness. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose, and perform the Shambhavi Mudra. Continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashubhoham internally. Good. Now you can relax. Let's move to the next asana.
The next is Aranya Chatakasana, the forest sparrow pose. This comes from Kapala Kurantaka's Hatha Vyasa Pattati. Ekena padena bhumim avastabhya anyena padatalena uru avastabhya tishtet ata iti punah punah kartavyam ardhachandram bhavati.
Good. Now in this asana we're going to again be bringing both the feet behind the neck, but we will be crossing the feet now behind the head, and place both the hands flat on the ground, and visualize yourself as a bird in a forest, agile and fierce, navigating through branches with grace, and see awareness harmonizing with the rhythmic rhythm of nature, embodying clarity, freedom, and the intelligence to respond and swiftly to life's currents. Now you can start with bringing one leg at a time behind the neck as well. So if you've been able to place your legs on your shoulders, now try to go a little bit further and place one foot behind the neck one at a time. Alright? So here continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra, the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing your senses. Bring your attention inwards as you hold as long as you are comfortable, and exhale slowly, and you're going to be repeating this action. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your third eye, and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashubhoham.
The next asana is Chitrakasana, beautiful pose. Now please relax from Kakarupa Skandasana, and we'll be moving to the next asana. This comes from Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. प्रथम पगति संपुट करे पुनः जुगति ऐसे विस्तारे दाई कहूनी माहिली संघयता परिदो एडी बंदा.
Good. Now here again bring both the legs behind your head and crossing your legs behind your head. Raise one hand towards the sky. Raise one hand towards the sky and place the other hand onto the opposite elbow. Try to place the other hand onto the opposite elbow. And here visualize painting your reality, each stroke manifesting intention into form, see colors and shapes arising from your consciousness, embodying creative power, focus and the profound truth that inner vision shapes outer existence. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, continue to perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and the Shambhavi Mudra. Gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now you can relax, we'll perform the same asana on the opposite side.
This is Chitrakasana Parshvantare, the beautiful pose repeated. This also comes from the Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. प्रथम पगति संपुट करे पुनः जुगति ऐस विस्तारे दाई कहूनी माहिली संगे तापरी दो एडी बंद.
Okay, good. Now come back to the same asana. Now you will be raising the opposite hand towards the sky and the other hand will be placed on the opposite elbows. So visualize painting your reality, each stroke manifesting intention into form and see colors, shapes arising from consciousness and embodying creative energy and focus and the profound truth that the inner vision shapes the outer existence. So come into this asana as much as you are able to. Okay, you can relax. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Panindrasana, the Cobra King pose. This comes from the Hatha Ratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. Padabhyam veshtayet kantam karo yas samstitan mukam panindram sarvadoshagnam va bhuyad sukadam sada.
Okay, now again place both the feet behind the head, crossing the feet behind the head, and your palms will be now flat on the ground in front of you. And visualize yourself as the Cobra King, poised and majestic, hood flared, radiating vigilance and controlled power. See awareness coiling with precision, embodying resilience, focus, and the ability to respond to challenges with unwavering clarity. Continue to perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, and gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. You can try, we'll now move to the next asana, but if you can try to remain in the same position, don't come out if you're able to.
The next is Pashini Mudrasana, the bound mudra pose. This comes from Gerandha Samhita. Kanta prishte kshipet padau pashavad drida bandhanam saeva pashini mudra shakti prabodhakarini.
Good. Now here we'll be changing the visualization. Visualize yourself bound by a noose of integrity, holding emotions aligned with purpose and actions. See your mind centered, disciplined and unified, embodying steadfastness, inner order and the strength to act with unwavering moral clarity. Continue to perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra. Gaze at your third eye and lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now you can relax, you can come out of this asana.
The next is Matsyendrasana Dve, the Lord Matsyendrasana pose 2. This comes from Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. Matsyendrasana Pratama Jimanochara Jujoi Vamajanga Parirake Soi Takeri Kati So Lave Bahuri Jugati Yaha Ora Karave.
Very good. Now here coming Padmasana, place both the foot on top of the opposite thigh. And now you will be try to bring one foot, the other foot will be on your knee. So one leg will be on your thigh and the other leg will be on top of the knee of the opposite foot. Now you will be holding your ankle. Hold your ankle with, hold on to your respective ankle. And now you're going to be bending forward and down and try to touch the ground with your forehead. So visualize yourself as Matsyendra, but deeper, embodying unfathomable depth in the turning inward. So visualize, envision the body spiraled into still wisdom, extracting nectar from the hidden core, and also contemplate continual revelation in the inexhaustible depth of the yogi's seat of power. Here we will be performing a new pranayama, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, where you will be breathing in deeply and you will slightly contract the throat and drawing in the air through the nostril, producing the sound of an ocean. Now you're going to retain the breath within, then release slowly through the nostril, preserving the same soft sound of an ocean. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward, the Raju Drishti, and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Here we'll also be performing the Vaishnavi Mudra, where we'll be gently focusing the inner awareness through the eyes, soft and steady, and maintaining alertness without tension. Now you can relax. Let's come to the next asana.
The next is Dvipada Shirshasana, the 2-foot headstand. This comes from the Yoga Kaustubha. Besine janne paga mathau parilyave dhakana pachalya para charavava ye hath jodne sthiti karave te dvipada shirshasana kehevaya che.
Very good. Now again bring both the legs behind your neck with the feet crossed, and we'll be placing the hands in the Anjali Mudra in front of your heart center, and visualize yourself as a living conduit of cosmic energy, feet resting above the head, hands grounding the earth. See Kundalini awakening, inspiring upward and stabilizing the Bindu while your awareness remains sharp and unwavering. Contemplate discipline, inner strength, and the fearless balance of body, mind, and spirit. Continue here now with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing your senses. Bring your attention inwards as you hold as long as you can, comfortably. Exhale slowly through your nostrils and repeat this. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and look forward. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Good. Now you can relax. Let's move to the next asana.
The next is Bharatariyasana, Sage Bharata pose. This comes from the Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. Ata Bharatarasanam Asana Gopi Chanda Kahyo Jaise Yahu Ko Kijiye Puni Taise Korapakatalya Ki Mahili Shirani Melido Mili.
Very good. Now we're going to be placing the leg on top of the head. So no need to cross the head, the legs now. Just bring the soles of the feet together and place them on top of your head. And hold on to the legs with both the hands. And visualize the Shakti of Mahima flowing through you, making your body heavy yet rooted, stable and immovable. See your awareness expanding with the weight of divine energy, embodying unshakable strength, patience and inner power. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose. This is called Nasagra Drishti, and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Good. Now you can relax, and we'll now be moving to the next asana, which is Deva Asana, the divine pose. In Deva Asana, this comes from the Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama, and it goes as follows: Atha Devasana Pratame Sudho Sove Sovi Kare Kamkasi Karagahi Doi. Now, here in this asana, we'll be bringing the foot over the head, but we'll be lying down. Lie down on your back and bring the foot, both the foot over the head, and hold on to both the foot with your hands. Okay? So visualize all the gods and goddesses showering their blessings upon you, filling your being with divine grace, protection, and auspiciousness, while your consciousness radiates harmony, devotion, and in the alignment of cosmic support. Here you will continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze forward. Gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Relax. And now let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Mritika Bajjikasana, the earth breaker pose. This comes from the Yoga Pratipika of Jayatarama. Pratamasena Sudo Hoya Tane Pagau Uchayagene Ane Bahura Pagati Ko Yo Rakhe Korvarili Yavididakhe.
Good. Now come back to the same position as the previous asana, where both the legs, where you'll be lying down on the ground, and both the legs will be behind your, on top of your, behind your head, and hold on to both the feet with your hands. There's no need to cross your feet here behind the neck. So visualize yourself as a small yet mighty plant breaking through the dirt, emerging into vibrant reality, and feel the source of energy of all plant life flowing through you, rooted deeply in the earth, growing strong and steady. With every breath you push forward, breaking barriers, embodying resilience, growth, and the life's unstoppable force. Here continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, and now you will be gazing at the tip of your nose and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Very good. Now let us come to the next asana.
The next asana is Masakasana, the mosquito pose. This comes from the Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. Masakasana Pratame Sudasayana Kare Vamapad Khanda Paridhare Tapai Dakshina Pagako Ane Do Haste Sevidithane.
Good. Now come back on your back and bring both the legs behind the head. And this time we will be crossing the feet behind the head. And now you'll be wrapping your respective thighs and hold on to your hands behind your buttocks, behind your back. Yes. Visualize an abundance of gold cascading over you, filling your being with prosperity, divine wealth, and auspicious energy. See your consciousness expanding with each golden ray, embodying abundance, grace, and the blessing of the infinite cosmic support. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose. Continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Now let us move to the next asana. And you can come out of this position now.
The next is Purvatanasana, the eastern stretch pose. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Purvatanam chatuspadam vajrasanam tatha chakorakkansha shalabham bhujangamapi vrishtikam.
Good. Now here we'll start by laying on the ground. Lay down on the ground on your back. And now you'll be placing your hands by your side, by your chest, and you'll be raising the entire body off the ground. So make sure that the fingers are pointing away from you, not in the forward direction, it's pointing away from you. And now you're going to try to extend the legs, both the legs forward, and gaze towards the sky. So here visualize the eastern side of your body stretching and opening, awakening the subtle energies associated with the rising sun and beginning. See vitality flowing through the right side, embodying awareness and renewal and the dynamic power of movement and consciousness in the human vessel. Here you will try to bring your body, try to raise your hips up. Yes. So here continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka. We have a new pranayama where you'll just be breathing in and out normally through the nose. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose, and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Relax. Now let's move to the next asana.
The next asana is Urdhva Konasana, the upward angle pose. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासन विशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियधार्ध्याय कोनभेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
Very good. Now we are going, this is an inverted asana. So for women who are in their menses, do not attempt this asana. So here you are going to be lie down on your back. Yes, and raise both the legs towards the sky. Hold on, place your hands on your lower back for support. And you're going to be spreading your legs. Spread your legs to the side. Yes. Spread the legs to the side. Now visualize yourself lifting into the upward angle pose, reaching skyward with focus and strength. See your body expanding, energy rising along the spine, embodying courage, determination, and the aspirational nature of human consciousness, reaching towards higher states. Here continue with the Sahaja Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra. Now you are going to continue to perform the Mooladhara. Lock your perineum in the Mooladhara chakra and gaze at the tip of your nose. Continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Relax. Come down. And now let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Uttana Padasana Dve, the extended foot pose 2. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Sapta Chakrakshalanaya Vrikshasana Visheshakan Jananendriyadhardhyaya Konabhedan Samabhyaset.
Very good. Now lie down completely flat on the ground on your back. And place the crown of your head on the mat. And you're going to be lifting the chest towards the sky. Lift, and then simultaneously you're going to be lifting all the 4 limbs off the ground. Hold on to this position and visualize your extended foot reaching fully, elongating muscles, nerves and subtle channels. Feel expansion and liberation in your limbs, embodying grace, precision, and the harmonious integration of flexibility, stability, and attentive presence in each movement. Continue with this Shambhavi Mudra, the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze forward. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Very good. You can relax. Now let's come to the next asana.
The next asana is Setu Bandhasana, the bridge pose. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Vashushtamata Kaundinyam Udvakukkutameva cha Ashtavakramatottanam Mayuram Setu Bandhanam Muttanapadam Kraunchancha Marichim Veerabhadrakam Natarajam Trikonancha Suptangushta Prasaranet.
Good. Now again lie down flat on the ground on your back. And bring the crown of your head onto the ground. Yeah, hold on to your to your elbows in front of your chest. So cross your hands in front of your chest, hold on to your elbows. Now you're going to be lifting the entire body up, the crown of your head on the ground. Now, yes, extend the legs forward. Yes, visualize yourself forming a bridge, lifting your chest and sky and your heart skyward. See the flow of prana connecting earth and sky through your body, embodying balance, support, and the integration of physical, energetic, and spiritual planes. Continue here now with the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Just breathe in and out normally. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze forward. Chant internally, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Good. Relax. Now, let us now move to the next asana.
The next asana is Chakrasana 3, the wheel pose 3. This comes from Yoga Kaustubha. Behatini Anjali Loti Bepagna Mangali Pakadine Savumte Chakrasana Kehe Vayache.
Very good. Now, here in this asana, we are gonna be lying. Start with lying on your back and now bend your knees. Place your feet flat on the ground, your hands flat on the ground, the fingers pointing towards your feet. Now raise the entire body off the ground. Here visualize your body arching into wheel pose, energy radiating through your spine and the limbs. See vitality circling freely, embodying strength, resilience, and the joyous expansiveness of awakening consciousness in motion. Continue with this Sahaja Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze straight and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Good. You can relax. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Petapati Asana, the belly extension pose. This is revealed in the Yogasana Mala Sanchitra. Asana Kauguna Pana Apanaki Ganti Chute Jalandra Banda Lagai.
Okay, in this asana, now we're going to come back to the previous asana. Place your hands, your foot firm on the ground and lift your entire body off the ground, the fingers pointing towards the feet. Now you're going to try to slowly walk towards the feet. Yes, visualize the knot binding prana and apana dissolving, releasing subtle tensions within. See energy flowing harmoniously through your channels, embodying liberation, inner clarity, and the alignment of vital forces within the body. Perform the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze forward and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Relax. Now let's come to the next asana. You can come out of this asana. Let's move to the next one.
The next asana is Vichitrakarani. This comes from the Hataratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. Ata Vichitrakaranimasanam Shaita Paschamataanaste Hastau Tatra Pasarayet Padau Dandam Asau Kritva Vichitrakarani Bhavet.
Now lie down flat on the ground. Yes. Lie down flat on the ground. And now you're going to be lift both the legs up and bring the legs behind your head. And here you're going to be holding on to your respective feet, the respective foot. Visualize yourself performing wondrous action, each movement infused with intention, precision, and divine resonance. See your actions rippling outwards, embodying mastery, effortless skill, and the conscious manifestation of energy aligned with cosmic principles. Here you will be continuing to perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Good. You can relax. Now let's move to the next asana.
The next asana is Pashasana Dve, the nose pose 2. This comes from Sri Tattvanidhi MS. Padatale bhumau nidaya janu niurasi nidaya viparita hastabhyam urusahita janka nivadyate tishtet pashasanam bhavati.
Very good. Now lie down flat on the ground, lie down on your back. And you'll be place both the elbows at the navel center. Yes. And make sure that the toes are pointing to the sky. Yes. And now you are going to be alternatively bringing one hand to the nose. So make sure that the hands are in the vertical position, so it's touching your nose in this way. So you're going to be alternating this position. And you're going to be, while doing this, you're going to slightly be lifting your head, your chest up, while bringing the hand to your nose. And visualize yourself as a hatchet being thrown, cutting through obstacles with precision and force. See your awareness striking directly and decisively, embodying focus, clarity, and unstoppable momentum of purposeful action. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Just breathe in and out normally. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze forward. And continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Good. Now you can relax. Let's move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Dakshinasana, the southern facing pose. This comes from Yogasanam MS. Savya Arjudakshingena Mastake do nidaya saha Daksham hastam cha vamam tu jangha prishte tato japet.
Good. Now you're going to lie down on the side, on one side of your body, and bring your arms on the ground and the elbows, one elbow on the ground and the hand, the palm resting on your ear, and bring the other hand resting on your side. And visualize yourself as Dakshinamurti, serene and wise, seated in stillness, and see the light of knowledge illuminating all darkness, embodying supreme wisdom, silence, and the eternal teacher guiding consciousness towards liberation. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward, gaze straight, and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Continue with the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Just breathe in and out deeply through your nose, and perform the Shambhavi Mudra as well. You can relax. Let's move to the next asana.
The next is Shalabhasana Dve, the locust pose 2. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Purvatanam chatushpadapitam vajrasanam tatha chakorakrancha shalabham bhujangam api vrishchikam.
Okay. Now lie down on your belly. Lie down completely flat on your belly. Now you are going to be lifting, your hands will be by your side, palms facing down, but your palms will not be touching the ground. Okay, lift off your hands and your leg up, your chest, raise your chest up, and visualize yourself as a locust, resilient and adaptable, leaping and navigating terrain with precision. See your awareness quick and alert, embodying persistence, survival, and the ability to thrive even in challenging environments. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Here we have a new pranayama, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. So inhale prana, then using the power of your mind, forcefully direct the prana through all the limbs of your body, moving both in the upward and the downward direction as taught by Paramashiva himself. And engage your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Relax. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next is Bhekasana, the frog pose. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Bhakam Bhekasanam Chaiva Makaram Matsya Namakam Matsyendram Dvividam Chatra Kundali Bodhakarinam.
Now again lie down flat on your belly. Come down on your belly. And now bring both the feet towards you. Hold on to the respective feet and press the feet towards the ground. Raise your chest up. Visualize yourself as a frog, alert and grounded, sensing subtle vibrations and responding with precise leaps. See awareness poised for action, embodying flexibility, patience and attunement to your surrounding. Continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward, gaze straight, and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Very good. Relax. Now let us enter into the next asana, asana 535.
The next is Bherundasana, the two-head bird pose. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Shalabhasana bhedascha natabherunda namake gandhabherunda sahite shirshdandasanam tatha.
Now again come lying down on your belly. Lie down on your belly. Now bring both the feet towards you. Hold on to the respective foot. Now you will be pressing one foot towards the ground and you will be lifting the other foot up to the sky. Visualize yourself as a hyena, vigilant, moving with calculated intent. See awareness, sharp and perceptive, embodying resilience, teamwork and the strategic adaptability in the face of challenges. Continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze forward and continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Relax. Now let's move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Bherundasana, the two-headed pose on the other side. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Shalabhasana bhedascha natabherunda namake gandhabherunda sahite shirshdandasanam tatha.
Now come back to the previous position, same asana but on the opposite side, other side. So now you'll be lifting the other foot up to the sky and the other one will be pressed to the ground. Again, visualize yourself as a hyena, vigilant, moving with calculated intent, and see awareness, sharp and perceptive, embodying resilience, teamwork and strategic adaptability in the face of challenges. The other components remain the same. The Mula Bandha, Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Shambhavi Mudra, gaze forward and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now you can relax. Let's move on to the next asana.
The next is Vajrasana Pancha, the Thunderbolt pose 5. This comes from Sutra Hatha Yoga. Vajrasana Muktasana Koshasana Nitije Lohodoha Kare Grathma Chitvani Gurute.
Yes. Now in this asana, here you will come to a kneeling position with the knees grounded and the toes flat on the ground. So you're going to sit back gently onto your sitting bones. Keep your spine tall and your chest open for good posture and easy breathing. Relax your shoulders down. Place your hands gently on your thigh and maintain even steady breath throughout the pause. Now visualize yourself steadfast, grounded and indestructible as a lightning bolt. See yourself in the hands of Indra, the king of gods. Feel his supreme strength, authority and the power to destroy evil. Embody the confidence, discipline and peace found in this stillness. Continue. Now here we're going to be having a new pranayama, which is the upper Karshaka Kumbhaka. So partially close your nose, and you're in this, while partially closing the nose, you're going to be doing the Rechaka Puraka, where you're going to be breathing in through your nose and you're going to be exhaling out longer, much longer than you're going to be breathing in. So now here, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Very good. Now relax. Let's move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Shulasana, the spear pose. This comes from Kapala Kurantaka's Hatabhyasa Patati. Korparabhyam avinimavastabhya hastatalabhyam hanumavastabhya utishtet shulasanam bhavati.
Now lie down on your belly. Lie down flat on your belly and raise your feet to the sky. Hands, both the hands on your chin. And visualize yourself as a spear, focused and unwavering, piercing through obstacles with clear intention. See your presence cutting through confusion, embodying precision and decisiveness, and the unstoppable force of directed energy. Now you're gonna hear. Now we'll be performing the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. So inhale the prana, then using the power of your mind, forcefully direct the prana through all the limbs of the body, moving both upward and downward as taught by Paramashiva himself. Shambhavi Mudra, gently focus in the inner awareness through the eyes, soft and steady, maintaining alertness without tension. And engage the Mula Bandha, lock your perineum. And now look at the tip of your nose and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Very good. Relax. And now let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Makarasana Dve, the crocodile pose. This comes from Yoga Kaustubha. Onde sone bane hath mathni bhane banita tagal jaya tem lambhak karava netena panja uparana bhagvam adalena nicheta rakhava.
Good. Now lie down on your belly. Now you're going to be lying down on your belly. Yes. And your toes will be pointing downwards, and bring your hands behind. Bring both the hands behind the neck. Yes. And now you are going to be raising your chest up and down. Raise your chest up and down. And here visualize yourself as an alligator, patient and calculating, powerful beneath calm surfaces, and see your awareness attuned to timing and strength, embodying stealth, resilience, and the capacity to act decisively when necessary. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Muladhara. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. And gaze at the tip of your nose, chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Now you can relax.
The next is Gandabherundasana, the intense two-headed bird pose. This comes from Nathamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Shalabhasana bhedascha natabherunda namake gandabherunda sahite shirshdandasanam tatha.
Good. Now this asana is quite a challenging asana, but don't worry, let's all try this asana. So first we are going to place the palms flat on the ground, and if you have a partner, they can also help you place the palms flat on the ground, the fingers pointing away from you. Yes, now raise your legs up and try to bring the feet on the top of your head, as you can see here. So visualize yourself as the leader of a hyena pack, commanding respect and coordinating with intelligence. See awareness, balancing assertiveness and strategy, embodying authority, adaptability and protective guidance over the group. Continue here now with the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra and gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham internally. If you do not have a partner and you're not able to come into this asana, what you're going to do is you're going to try to kick your legs up. So try to kick your legs up towards your head. Even if you do that one leg at a time, that is fine, but that is going to start training your body, your biomemory into coming into this asana. Good. Relax. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next is Gandhabherundasana Dve, the intense two-headed bird pose 2. This comes from the Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya.
Good. Now again we'll be coming to the same asana, similar asana, but the only difference is that, now let us first chant the pramana before we go into the asana.
Shalabhasana bhedascha natabherunda namake gandabherunda sahite shirshdandasanam tatha.
Yes. Now let us come to the same position as the previous asana. The only difference is that your hands will be flat on the ground by your side. Now you're going to start by lifting your legs off the ground and bring them towards your head. You can have a partner also assist you in this asana. And visualize yourself as a sturdy four-limbed wooden staff, grounded and reliable. See awareness aligned with structure and support, embodying endurance, stability and the ability to hold weight and responsibility with unwavering strength. Now you're going to continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Inhale the prana, then using the power of your mind, forcefully direct it through all the limbs of the body, moving both upward and downward as done by Paramashiva himself. If you do not have a partner, try doing it by kicking your legs up towards the sky, towards your head. Kick your legs up and lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham internally. Yes, as you can see here, just try to start kicking your legs. Alright. Okay, now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Gandhabherundasana Trini, the intense two-headed bird pose 3. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Shalabhasana bhedascha natabherunda namake gandabherunda sahite shirshdandasanam tatha.
Good. Now in this asana, again it is very similar to the previous asana. The only difference is that now we are going to be bringing the feet in front of the face. So the feet will not be on top of the head, now it will be in front of the head, hands by your side, and again visualize yourself as a sturdy four-limbed wooden staff, grounded and reliable. See awareness aligned with structure and support, embodying endurance, stability and the ability to hold weight and responsibility with unwavering strength. Continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. So again, try this asana as much as you are able to. Lie down flat on the ground and try to start kicking. You arch your lower back and hands by your side. Try to start by arching your lower back, lifting your buttocks to the sky, and kick your legs even one at a time towards your head. Very good. Now relax. Let's move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Viparita Shalabhasana Dve, the inverted locust pose 2. This comes from Natamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Shalabhasana bhedascha natabherunda namake गण्डभेरुण्डसहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
Good. Now let's start by lying on the ground on our belly. Lie down on the belly. Hands by your side, palms flat on the ground. Now lift your legs up and try, yes, in this position. So here, visualize yourself as a locust, resilient and adaptable, leaping and navigating terrain with precision. See your awareness, quick and alert, embodying persistence, survival and the ability to thrive even in challenging environments. Again, if you do not have a partner, try to do this asana by kicking your legs. So start by lying flat on the ground, hands by your side, palms flat on the ground. Lift your buttocks towards the sky. Start by lifting your buttocks, and from here kick your legs towards the sky. Yes. Continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. Very good. Relax now. Let's move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Chaturanga Dandasana, the four limb staff pose. This comes from Natha Muni's Yoga Rahasya. Viparitam mandalam cha dvivideva viditam hinaha dandasanam dvida proktam viparitopaveshane sarvanga shirsha bhagastu shatshastif prakritastu te.
Very good. Now here we'll start by lying down flat on the mat on our belly. And your hands will be by your side. Yes. And yeah, this is going to be push-ups. So do push-ups. Your toes will be here. It will not be push-ups. You will just be holding on to this position, and toes will be pointing to the ground, and visualize yourself as a sturdy four-limbed wooden staff, grounded and reliable. See awareness aligned with structure and support, embodying endurance, stability and the ability to hold weight and responsibility with unwavering strength. So now here you will continue with the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, and now here you will be gazing downwards and continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Make sure that you're not collapsing your body to the ground. Make sure that the body is parallel to the ground. Okay? Okay, now you can relax. Let's move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Niranjana Karmasana, the stainless pose. This comes from Hatha Sanketa Chandrika. Ata Niranjana Karmasanam Balako Garbhashayayam Tishtet Sankuchito Yata Tata Garbhasane Sane Yogi Niranjana Vidim Bhajet.
Good. Now come onto your knees. So we'll come onto your knees and bend down, your forehead touching the ground, and your hands will be by your opposite ears, and visualize yourself in stainless pose, untouched by karma, pure and free. See your awareness clear and radiant, embodying detachment, purity and the unbounded stillness of consciousness beyond cause and effect. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Now here we'll be performing the Uddiyana Bandha as well. So we'll continue to perform the Mooladhara, continue to lock the perineum in the Mula Bandha, as well as we're going to suck the stomach in and up in the Uddiyana Bandha. And gaze straight and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Now relax. Let us come to the next asana.
The next asana is Dandamayurasana, the staff peacock pose. This comes from Hatha Ratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. मयूरं दण्डवत् कुर्यान् मायूरं दण्डनामकं कुर्यान् मायूरं पार्श्वाभ्यां पार्श्वनामकम्.
Good. Now here in Dandu Mayurasana, we are going to be balancing on both the hands. So place your palms flat on the ground, the toes pointing away from you towards the feet, and your elbows on your on the side of your navel center, where the part where it is the most strong. And you're going to be balancing here, and your legs will be straight. You can also take the help of a partner to help you maintain your feet, your legs off the ground. In this asana, you're going to visualize yourself as a peacock, feathers fully fanned, radiating beauty and divine presence. See awareness reflecting elegance, pride, and the harmonious balance of grace, strength, embodying vibrant, majestic, and captivating all around you. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, and continue to perform also the Uddiyana Bandha, suck your stomach in and up, gaze forward and chant internally, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Pangamayurasana, the lame peacock pose. This comes from Kapala Kurantaka's Hatabhyasa Paddhati. Mayura asanavat samstapya ekena hastena ekasya hastasya manibandham dharayet pangumayuram bhavati.
Okay. Now again here we'll come to the same asana as the previous one. The only difference is that now we'll be holding on to the wrists, to one wrist. Okay, so we'll be balancing only on one hand. The other elbow will be flat on the ground. And visualize yourself as a peacock, alert and vigilant, every movement precise, and see your awareness that is tuned to beauty, display, and dignity, embodying awareness, elegance, and the confident presence of the divine bird. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, and gaze forward, chant internally, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now you can relax. Let us move to the next asana on the other side.
So now we will be repeating Pangamayurasana on the other side, Pashvantare, the lame peacock pose, which comes from Kapala Kurantaka's Hatabhyasa Paddhati. Mayura asanavat samstapya ekena hastena ekasya hastasya manibandham dharayet pangamayuram bhavati.
Yes. Now we'll be repeating this asana, and we're going to be holding on to the other wrists now, and the other elbow will be on the ground. Balance in this position, both your legs lifted off the ground. Visualize yourself as a peacock, alert and vigilant in every movement is precise. Mooladhara Chakra, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Continue with the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, Shambhavi Mudra. Gaze forward and chant internally, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Good. You can now relax. Let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Jnanasana, the wisdom pose. This comes from Rudrayamala Tantra. Atanyaddasanam kritva sarvavyadi nivaranam yogabhyasi bhavet kshipram jnana sanaprasadhataha.
Good. Now here we'll now come to a seated position, and here we're going to be bringing one foot outside of the hip, outside of the same hip, and we're going to be placing the other foot on the thigh of the other leg. Yes. Awareness, see clarity, wisdom, and creativity illuminating your mind, embodying discernment, learning, and the effortless grace of knowledge in all endeavors. Here we'll be having a new pranayama, which is the Sama Kumbhaka. So without actually inhaling or exhaling, you will be holding the prana in the navel center. Here we'll be engaging all the three bandhas, the Mahamudra bandha. So you're going to be locking your perineum in the Mula bandha, suck your stomach in and up in the Udhyana bandha, and tuck your chin to the chest in the Jalandhara bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose, chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra as well. Very good. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next asana is Kubjikasana, the bent one pose. This comes from Hatha Sanketa Chandrika. Ata Jataragnisandhi Panagulma Prihal Shulahara Kubjikasanam Kinchit Tiryak Shaktim Astapya Janumodvam Dritva.
Okay, so remain in this same asana. Now with the foot that is on top of the thigh, we are gonna be bringing it below the armpit, below the same armpit, and hold on to the foot. Here again, now we're gonna visualize Kubjika, coiled and hidden, embodying the dynamic power of Kundalini energy. See awareness curling within, waiting to awaken, embracing subtlety, contraction, and the transformative energy of the divine feminine. Continue with the Sama Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Shambhavi Mudra, gaze at your third eye, and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Very good. Relax. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Bharadwajasana, Sage Bharadwaja pose. This comes from Nathamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Uttana Kurma Pitam cha Simham Garudam eva cha Vatayanam Gomukam cha Bharadwajam Trivikramam.
Very good, yes. Now, here in this asana, you are going to be bringing one leg to the perineum. So now in this asana, we are going bring one foot to the perineum and the other foot will. So if your left to the left foot, now the other hand will be on the opposite knee. Yes. So visualize Lord Kartikeya, ruler of Mars, radiant and fierce and unwavering in purpose. See awareness becoming sharp, clear and strategic, cutting through doubt and hesitation, and also feel the courage ignite within you, steady and disciplined, guiding decisive action. Embody the leadership and victorious energy of the divine warrior Kartikeya, moving forward with confidence, strength and inner command. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Relax. Now let us move to the next asana.
The next is Virasana Pancha, the hero pose 5. This comes from Gerandha Samhita. Ekam padam mataikasmin vinyastyetu samstitam itarasmin tata paschad virasanam iti iritam.
Good. Now from the previous asana, now we are going to be lifting the foot to the belly. Lifting the foot to the belly, the toes pointing to the sky. Place both your hands on your knees. And here visualize yourself in the state and the space of bravery, fearless and steadfast. See awareness rising to meet challenges, embodying courage, determination and the unshakable spirit that faces adversity with confidence. Perform the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Relax. Now let us move on to the next asana, but maintain the same position.
The next is Bhairuvasana Dve, the fearsome one pose 2. This comes from Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. Mooladwarataka besike dare vamapad jida umdau kare edi agra jugatare dare odvachiti angushtatari kare.
Good. Now from the previous asana, now we're going to be placing the hands above the head. Yes. Here visualize, feel the courage that is igniting strength. Every fiber of your being steady and unwavering. Let your awareness become sharp, alert to every subtle shift within and around you. Hold strength and balance effortlessly, fearless in the face of challenges. Merge power with clarity, presence with control, and become the living expression of fierce, awakened consciousness. Here will be continuing with the Sama Kumbhaka. See, when you're holding on to placing your hands above your head, place your hands in the Parashu Mudra where you'll be interlacing your fingers. And continue with the Sama Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham.
The next asana is Baddha Matsyendrasana, the bound lord of fishes pose. This comes from the Hatha Ratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. Matsyendra Peetam Jatara Pradiptim Prachanda Rugmandala Kandanastram Abhyasata Kundalini Prabodham Dandastiram Hitadati Pumsam.
Good. Now here in this asana, so here you're going to be sitting with your left foot placed atop of your right thigh. Now you're going to firmly plant your right sole on the ground behind your opposite knee and begin twisting your torso gently towards the raised knee. And keep your spine tall and your chest lifted. Hook your right arm across your shin. Yes. Across your shin, while the other arm reaches behind and clasping together if possible. So here you're going to visualize the great sage and yogi Matsyendranath, the founder of the Hatha Yoga. Feel his mastery over body, breath and mind arising within you. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Sama Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, and gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Now you can relax. Let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Jnanasana Parshvantare, the wisdom pose on the other side. This comes from the Rudrayamala Tantra. Atanyadasanam kritva sarvavyadhi nivaranam yogabhyasi bhavet kshipram jnanasana prasadataha.
Good. Now we're going to be placing one foot by the hip and the other foot will be on top of the other thigh. And visualize the wisdom, clarity and creative intelligence of Saraswati. Feel your mind opening like a lotus, calm yet alert, receptive to truth, and let creativity, discernment and clarity flow through every thought and action. Here we'll continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka. Engage all the three bandhas here. So lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, suck your stomach in and up in the Udhyana Bandha, and tuck your chin to your chest and gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Relax. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Kubjikasana Parshvantare. Gisandipana Gulpa Prahiha Shulahara Kubjikasanam.
Good. Now we are going to be remaining in the same position. Now we are going to be bringing the foot that is on top of the thigh under its armpit. Okay, and hold on to the foot. Again, become bravery itself. Visualize that you have become bravery itself. Feel a deep, calm courage arising in your chest, steady and unshakable. Let fear dissolve as clarity, determination and inner strength take its place. Move and breathe with confidence, fully present and unstrained by hesitation. Awareness is sharp, grounded and fearless, radiating resilience in every thought, action and gesture. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Sama Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at your third eye and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Very good. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next उत्तानकूर्मपीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं घोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
Good. Now we're going to be bringing one foot to the perineum and the other foot will be placed on the thigh of the other foot. And hold on. So here now you're going to be with your hand, with the other respective hand, you're going to be wrapping the hand around your back and holding on to the foot that is on the thigh, and the other hand will be on the opposite knee. So visualize, embody the energy of Lord Kartikeya. Feel the courage, strategic awareness and decisive action arising within you. And continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Relax and now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Virasana Pancha, Hero Pose 5. This comes from the Gerandha Samhita. Ekam padam mataikasmin vinyasyet uru samsthitam itarasmin tata paschad virasanamiti iritam.
Very good. Now remaining in this same position, now we're going to be bringing the foot that is on top of the thigh to the navel center and the hands will be placed on the knees. Here, become bravery itself. Feel a deep, calm courage arising in your chest, steady and unshakable. Let fear dissolve as clarity, determination and inner strength takes its place. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now remain in the same position and we're going to move on to the next asana.
The next is Bhairuvasana Dve, Parshvantare, the fierce pose 2 on the other side. This comes from Yoga Pradipika of Jaitarama. Mooladwaratika besike dhare vamapada O madhye O Om daukare edi agra gudatari dhare odvachiti angushtatari khare.
Very good. Now we're going to be locking the fingers in the Parashu Mudra and place the hands above your head and embody leadership, strength and alertness. Feel the energy of a predator at the top of a pack, attuned to every movement in your environment, decisive in action and protective of your space and those you lead. Now continue with the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Let us move now to the next asana.
The next is Baddha Matsyendrasana Parshvantare, the bound Lord Fish's pose on the other side. This comes from Hataratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. Matsyendra Peetam Jatara Pradiptim Prachanda Rugmandala Kandanastram Abhyasata Kundalini Prabodham Dandastiram Hidadati Pumsam.
Very good. Now here we'll be placing the one foot on top of the thigh and we're going to be crossing the other foot over top of the other knee, and now we'll be wrapping the hand, the opposite hand inside and around, and the other hand will be behind the back, and try to clasp both the hand. Twist your body towards the raised knee and visualize yourself seated with openness and grounded stability. See awareness, harmonizing flexibility and calm, embodying surrender, receptivity and the fertile balance of body and mind. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Relax and now let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Baddha Konasana, the bound angle pose. This comes from Nathamuni's Yoga Rahasya. पाशं ब्रह्मन्तता सिद्धिं स्वास्तिकं वामनासनं बद्धकोणं भद्रपीठं मूलबन्धं तथैव च.
Okay. Now here we're going to be bringing the soles of the feet together in front of you, and you're going to be holding on to the feet with both the hands. Visualize yourself in bound angle pose, seated with open and grounded stability. See awareness, harmonizing flexibility and calm, embodying surrender, receptivity, and the fertile balance of body and mind. Continue with the Sama Kumbhaka, and here we'll be placing the hands in the Parashumudra, where you'll be interlocking your fingers and holding on to the feet. And lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Relax, and now let us move on to the next asana, but remain in the same position.
The next is Bhadrasana Chatwari, the blessed pose 4. This comes from Yoga Kaustubha. Rasa Nine Shivana Nina Dabha Bhaga Mam Dabha Pagniedi Pagane Ulata Vina Rakhave.
Good. Now placing both the soles of the feet together in front of you. Now again, and holding on to the feet with both the hands. Now we are going to be, you can just hold on to the hands, you don't need to be in the Parashumudra, no need to interlock your fingers, just hold on to the feet. Here now visualize radiating serenity and divine alignment. Feel every cell harmonizing with inner and outward awareness. And continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, and continue to perform the Sama Kumbhaka, gaze at the tip of your nose, and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Relax. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Yonyasana, the womb forming pose. This comes from Kapala Kurantaka's Hathabhyasa Pattati, verse 106. पादौ सम्मील्य पादाग्रे अधरे पार्ष्णि लिङ्गद् अध आनीयत् पादतल्यो संविष्टेत्योन्यासनं भवति.
Yes. Now we are going to be rotating the ankles towards the perineum, inside the perineum, and then the feet, the hands will be on top of the of the knees. Yes, so visualize that you're curling inward into the womb forming pose, sinking deeply into sacred stillness. Feel awareness cradled and nurtured, each breath connecting you to your inner source. And continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Let us now enter to the next asana. Remain in the same position.
The next is Gorakhasana Bhadrasana, the fierce eye blessed pose from Yoga Kaustubha. Rasana ni se Shivanana dhaba Bhagamam dhaba Pagniyedi Pagane Ulata Vina Rakhavai.
Okay, so now from the, we're going to be maintaining the same position as the previous asana. The visualization will be different, where you will visualize yourself embodying the power of sage. Goraksha in fierce eye pose, gaze sharp and penetrating. Feel awareness stepping through illusion, radiating courage, discernment, and the transformative energy of focused perception. Continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka, where without actually inhaling or exhaling here, in the Mula Bandha, suck your stomach in and up in the Udhyana Bandha, and tap your chin to your chest in the Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Relax, and now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Kamadahanasana, the desire burner pose. This comes from Hataratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. Bhadrasanam sukham stapya viparite tu dvepade anena yadi kuryat tat kamadahanam bhavet.
Okay, good. Now let us come back to the same sitting position as the previous asana. Here now we are going to be holding on to the toes. with both the hands. And visualize the energy of desire burner pose, feeling an inner fire awakening and consuming all the distractions. Sense awareness becoming refined and purified, radiating clarity, discipline, and the fierce inner force that dissolves weakness and fuels focused action. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Sama Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, just lock your perineum and gaze at your third eye and chant Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham internally. Relax, and now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Supta Baddha Konasana, the supine bound angle pose. This comes from Nathamuni's Yoga Rahasya. Pasham Brahmam Tata Siddhim Swastikam Vamanasanam Baddha Konam Baddha Pitam Moola Bandham Tataivacha.
Okay, now here come back in a sitting position with your feet in front of you. Now you are going to be bringing both the feet raised towards the feet will be raised towards the navel, and try to place both the elbow onto the top of the feet, and your hands, both the hands will be on your neck. Yes, so here embody the openness and support of supine bound angle pose, letting your body fully release and your mind rest in calm receptivity. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. Very good. Relax. Now let us move on to the next asana. We'll maintain the same position.
The next asana is Bekhasana Dve, the frog pose 2. This comes from Rudrayamala Tantra. Dhyayedhi Chitpadam Bhrantam Asanastha Sukhaya Cha Yadi Sarvangam Uttolya Gagane Kecharasanam.
Very good. Now let us come back to the same position as the last asana. Here, will visualize yourself grounded and alert, poised with energy and ready to spring. Awareness, sharp and precise, embodying agility, responsiveness, and the harmonious union of stability and motion. We'll continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, and gaze at your third eye. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. Very good. You can now relax, and let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Bhagasana Dve, the divine pose 2. This comes from Yogasana Mala Sanchitra. Pagaulta modi bese pagaka mahila gulpakula pashita lagave pache pagatalya ki pichala hata syo modi jatabarili khaniani pagatali pache lagavai.
Okay, very good. Now here we'll come sitting with the soles of the feet together in front of us, and the hands will be on the knees. Now here visualize yourself radiating sacred presence and inner alignment, fully grounded and centered. Awareness flows in perfect harmony, embodying purity, spiritual grace, and the luminous expression of the divine within. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose, and chant internally Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. Very good. You can relax. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Siddhi Jivi Asana, the perfection living pose. This comes from Yogasana Mala Sanchitra. Pagako Usojo Jai.
Yes. Now come sitting with your soles of your feet together in front of you. Now you're going to be bringing the toes pointed to your navel, and the hands will be on the knees. Visualize yourself as living the life of a perfected, grounded yogi, body, mind, and spirit aligned, and see awareness flowing in harmony with cosmic rhythms, embodying discipline, clarity, and the luminous presence of a realized being. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka. Here we will be locking the perineum in the Mula Bandha, as well as we'll be tucking the stomach in and up in the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Parama Shivoham. Very good. Now let us move on to the next asana, but try to stay in the same asana, in the same position if possible.
The next is Panipatrasana, the hand vessel pose. This comes from the Hataratnavali by Srinivasa Bhatta. नाभौ संस्थाप्य गुल्पौत तन्मध्ये करपात्रकं शनैर्यत्नेन कुर्वीत पानिपत्रं तदुच्यते.
Good. So now come back to the same position as the previous asana, feet together and the feet pointed to the navel center. Here the difference is that you will be placing your hands in the Anjali Mudra, in the Namaskara Mudra in front of you, and visualize yourself as a source of water flowing freely and nourishing all life. See awareness circulating endlessly, embodying abundance, adaptability and the sustaining power of purity and grace. Continue with the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Here you will be gazing straight. Very good, relax. Now let us come to the next asana.
The next asana is Saptarishi Asana, the seven sages pose. This comes from Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. दो पगा के पगतले तीन केलंक सो जो सोय दो कांकनी मेदरे नासा दृष्टि समोय.
Okay, very good. So now here in this asana we'll be bringing both the feet under the respective armpit and the hands will be behind you, behind your head, and try, if you're not able to bring both the both the feet together under the armpit, no worries, just try to bring one at a time, and you can also try to place it on your arm. You can also bring them on your arm. Yes. So here visualize yourself as one of the seven Saptarishis, wise and eternal. See awareness rooted in ancient knowledge, embodying guidance, spiritual authority, and the timeless presence of awakened consciousness. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, with the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Sukti Asana, the shell pose. This comes from Kapala Kurantaka's Hatabhyasa Pattati. Parshni Nabho Samstapya Janga Bahir Pradesha Sammilayet Suktiasanam Bhavati.
Okay, so here in this asana we are going to come up on the knees. So we're going to be standing on the. So here we're going to be sitting with the heels gathered onto the groin. Yes, gathered onto the groin and knees bent wide, the ankles in contact, and place your hands to rest slightly upon your ankles. Spine long, the chest broad and the shoulders relaxed, and breathe evenly through the nose, keeping the gaze inwards, and place your hands in the Anjali Mudra in front of you. Here visualize yourself as a pearl born from the womb of an oyster. See awareness emerging from struggle and refinement, embodying purity, resilience and the beauty of realized potential. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Relax. Now let us move on to the next one.
The next asana is Titirasana, the steady pose. This comes from Yoga Kaustubha. Janum pagne phane daba pagani angali nikhe rakhine ane dhab pagane phane manum pagani nanga nikhe rakhine bhesabam.
Good. So now here we'll be placing the foot on top of each other. So sorry, we'll be placing the foot beneath the right toe. So place the right foot beneath the right toe in the space of oneness with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, dissolving all boundaries. See awareness merging with the Guru, embodying unity, infinite consciousness and the unbroken flow of divine energy. Here we'll be continuing with the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your third eye, and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Now you can relax. Let us move on to the next one.
The next is Abhujasana, disease destroying pose. This asana comes from the Hatatattva Kaumudi by Sundaradeva. Apanam muttapya shanai swasti shakta pranam samskrishya cha kumbakam charet dhritva yatha shaktya anurechayet shanai vayum gadagnam smritam abhujasanam.
Okay. So now here will come in Padmasana. Place the feet, place the foot on top of the respective thigh, and place your hands on top of both the hands on top of the respective knees. Visualize yourself born of water like a lotus emerging from mud. Feel roots grounding in nourishment and strength. With each breath, blossom pure and radiant above life's challenges, serene and unsoiled. Continue here with the Shambhavi Mudra, where you'll be gently focusing the inner awareness through the eyes, soft and steady, maintaining alertness without tension. Continue with the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling or exhaling. Hold on to the prana in the navel center. And here, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha as well as tuck your stomach in and up in the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Relax. Now let us move on to the next asana. Maintain this position.
The next is Kamalasana, the fully bloomed lotus pose. This comes from the Rudra Yamala Tantra. Tatra Kaulasanam Kritva Atva Kamalasanam Mahavidyam Mahamantram Jatva Lingam Avapnuyat.
Yes. Now maintaining the same leg position. Now you are going to cross your hands and hold on to the feet. Hold on to the feet. Visualize yourself as a fully bloomed lotus, radiant and pure, embodying Kamala, the lotus, the divine essence of Goddess Lakshmi. Now you are going to continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. We have a new Kumbhaka here, the Kakachanku Kumbhaka, where you are going to be curling your tongue inwards within the mouth. Then you're going to be exhaling, you're going to be inhaling through the tongue. And now making it resemble like the beak of a crow. So inhale through this opening of your tongue and retain the prana after drawing the prana in, and now you're going to be exhaling through the nose. Here we'll be locking the perineum in the Mula Bandha as well as tucking the stomach in and up in the Uddiyana Bandha. So gaze at the tip of your nose, gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Uttamangasana, the supreme limb pose. This comes from Rudra Yamala Tantra. Stitvaitad asane mantri adha shirsham karoti chet uttana mangasanam nyeyam yoginam ati durlabham.
Okay, so now maintaining the same leg position, come to Padmasana again. Now you're going to be bending forward and down, your hands extended in front of you. Yes, as you can see here. And now visualize yourself as rare and powerful. Feel your head grounded, body aligned and awareness inverted, cooling and calming every part of your being. Continue with the Kakachanku Kumbhaka and the Shambhavi Mudra. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham internally. Now rise up and let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Padmasana Pancha, the lotus pose 5. This comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Upavishyasane samyak bahu kritvardha kunchitau kakshyo vyomin manak kurvan samam ayati tallayat.
Okay, now remain seated in Padmasana and interlace your fingers in the Parashumudra above your head And now turn your head towards the armpit and gaze at your armpit to one side. Visualize Lord Shiva blessing you, enveloping your being in profound peace, clarity and stillness, feeling divine protection and the quiet power of ultimate consciousness flowing through every part of your body. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Kakachampu Kumbhaka, and tuck your stomach in and up in the Udhyana Bandha. Here you're going to be gazing at your armpit and continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Relax, and now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Kulyasana, the stream pose. This comes from the Rudrayamala Tantra. Atakulyasanam vakshye yat kritva kauliko bhavet ekahasta mastakasto atha shirshe abhingekaram.
Okay, so now remain seated in Padmasana, and now you're going to be bring one hand onto your forehead and bring the other hand behind your head, and visualize a river of Shakti conscious energy streaming into you through the Sahasrara chakra, through the crown chakra, awakening the inner vitality, spiritual awareness and the boundless power of divine energy within. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, continue with the Kakachampu Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at your third eye, chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Now we'll move on to the next asana. Remain seated in Padmasana. Let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Divyasana, the divine pose. This comes from Rudrayamala Tantra. Ata Divyasanam vakshye prishtam hastena bandayet eka hastam madhya desham bhumi hastam na cha nashayaha.
Okay. So here in this asana, yes. So now in this asana, we'll remain seated in Padmasana from the lotus pose. We're going to now bring one arm behind the back to grasp the opposite elbow, and the other palm will be pressing gently against the lower belly. Now you're going to lean forward and down with your forehead touching the ground. Visualize that all the celestial gods and goddesses are showering your blessings upon you, fulfilling your awareness with grace, protection and prosperity and the harmonious alignment of your body, mind and spirit. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Kakachampu Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose and continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Rise up, and now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Pavanasana, the wind pose. This comes from Rudrayamala Tantra. Atanyadasanam vakshye sadhakanam hitaya vai pavanasana rupo kecharo yogirad bhavet.
Okay, so now remain seated in Padmasana and cross your fingers, interlace your fingers in the Purusha Mudra and place them in front of you. And we'll continue with the Kakachampu Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, lock your perineum and gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham and visualize your body becoming completely purified, every cell filled with light, releasing impurities, karmic residues and subtle blockages, embodying radiant health, clarity and unbounded spiritual potential. Now relax, let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Valgulyasana, the bat pose. This comes from Hatha Sanketa Chandrika. Ata bhuri bhuktasya pachanam sadyo jarama shuladau Valgulyasanam.
Yes, now remaining seated in Padmasana, we are going to bring both the feet in between the legs and now bend your elbows and place the hands on your neck. Visualize yourself as a bat in full flight, wings stretched wide on elongated fingers, light and agile, Feel your body navigating darkness with precision, using unseen echoes to guide your path. And continue here with the Shambhavi Mudra. We have a new pranayama, which is the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. So slightly contract your throat and breathe in air slowly through the nostril, producing the sound of an ocean. Retain the prana within and then release slowly through the nostril. Here we'll be we'll be tucking the chin to the chest in the Jalandhara Bandha, and we'll be also be gazing at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. We'll now move to the next asana. Remain in the same position if you are able to.
The next is Parashuramasana Dve, the axe wielding sage pose. This comes from Yoga Pradipika of Jayatarama. Ata Parashuramasana Pratama Kere Padmasana Chesudo Sove Bhupari Goda Urujanga. Urujang Yedo Bhuso Lagatara Khesoi.
Now, let us come back to the same position as the previous asana. In here, you will be visualizing Lord Rama. Visualize Lord Rama in your inner space, radiant and serene, embodying dharma, courage, and an unwavering devotion. Feel his divine presence guiding your awareness, infusing your mind, heart with strength, clarity, and the power to act with righteousness and compassion. Continue to perform the Shambhavi Mudra. Again, we have the Ujjayi Kumbhaka here. So here we're going to be tucking the stomach in and up in the Udhyana Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Very good. Relax, and now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Yogini Garbhasana, the womb of Yogini's pose. This comes from the Kaulapatati MS. Yogini Garbhasane Hitva Satchakram Garbham Avishet.
Yes. Now again come to Padmasana and place your hands in between your legs and bend your elbows and your palms on your neck. So here you'll be holding onto the opposite onto the opposite ears, and you're going to remain balanced in this position. So visualize yourself nestled deeply like a fetus within the sacred cosmic womb, the Hiranyagarbha, the golden womb of Sanatan Hindu Dharma, symbolizing the source of all creation. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. We have a new pranayama here, which is the Kevala Kumbhaka. So allow yourself to breathe, to pause naturally and observe without forcing. Maintain a relaxed awareness. Let the normal breathing then resume. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let us now move to the next asana.
The next asana is Simhasana Dve, the lion pose 2. This comes from Hatha Pradipika of Swatmarama. Ata Simhasanam Gulpau Chavrashanasya Shivanya Parshvayokshipе Dakshine Savyagulpam tu Dakshagulpam tu Savyake.
Now come to Padmasana, cross your legs, the legs on top of the opposite thighs, and place your palms in front of you flat on the ground. And now you are going to be coming onto your knees and bend forward. Yes, visualize, embody the space and the state of a lion, alert, powerful, and courageous. See your awareness sharp, both body poised and presence, commanding, radiating authority, protection, and fearlessness in all actions. And here you're going to be sticking your tongue out and continuing with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra, And lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your third eye and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuboham. Very good. Now relax and let us come to the next asana.
The next asana is Urdhva Kukkutasana. This is the upward rooster pose. This comes from Natha Muni's Yoga Rahasya. Urdhva Kukkutavashishtam Marichihala Matsyakam Parivrittim Chodarasya Vividam Dhanurasanam.
Okay, so now come back again to Padmasana. Cross your feet on top of the opposite thigh. And now we are going to place your palms flat on the ground in front of you. And you are going to try to raise your body off the ground. So you're going to be placing your knees onto your elbows here and try to raise off your body off the ground, as you can see. So visualize yourself as a rooster, one leg slightly impaired yet vigilant. Feel determination rising, announcing the dawn of awareness and light, embodying persistence, courage and triumph of vigilance over limitations. We'll continue with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze downwards in the Prithvi Drishti, and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashuboham internally. Relax, and now let us move on to the next asana. Remain seated in Padmasana.
The next is Padmasana Shat, the lotus pose 6. This comes from Hatha Pradipika of Swatmarama. Ata Padmasanam avamoropari dakshinam cha charanam samstapya vamam tatha dakshuropari paschimena vidana dhritva karabhyam dridam manguštau hridaye nidaya chibukam nasagram malokayet. Etad.
Okay. So now we'll remain seated in Padmasana. Now we're going to be crossing the hands behind us and holding on to the feet. Visualize yourself as a lotus flower, rooted yet rising above the water, pure and radiant. And continue. Here we'll be holding on to the big toes in the Prana Mudra with the index finger and the middle finger. And continue with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Tuck your chin to your chest in the Chirandana Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuboham. Very good. Relax, and now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Padmasana Sapta, the lotus pose 7. This comes from the Shiva Samhita, chapter 5. Padmasana Stita Yogi Janasanga Vivarjitaha Vijnana Dvividatayam Angulibhyam Nirodhayet.
Good. Now again, be seated in Padmasana. And now we're going to be placing the palms we're going to be placing the palms behind the neck and visualize yourself as Paramashiva transcending the worldly society, detached and self-contained. Feel the renunciation of distractions, the pure energy of consciousness flowing. And continue with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mooladhanda, and gaze at the tip of your nose, chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashuboham. Let us now move to the next asana.
The next is Urdhva Padmasana, the upward lotus pose. This comes from the Yoga Kaustubha. Pratamardha Padmasani Pithe Besi Pache Sui Mathumbu Mui Para Rakhe Kedana Bane Hatana Adharati Uncho Kari Te Paloti Adaro Upadi Rakhave Te Urdhva Padmasana Keheva Yache.
Okay, very good. Now we'll remain seated in Padmasana, and now you're going to be raising the knees to the sky. You're going to be placing your hands on your lower back for stability. Yes, raise your knees to the sky and visualize yourself as an inverted lotus flower, suspended and balanced, roots upwards, crown grounded, and feel the energy flowing in reverse reversing the ordinary perceptions, embodying stillness and transformation and the subtle power of upward awakening. Now you're going to be here, we'll be having a new kumbhaka, a new pranayama, which is the murcha kumbhaka. So you're going to be tucking your chin to your chest and you're going to be breathing through your nose in and out while your chin is tucked to your chest. And gaze at the tip of your nose, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally, Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Now you can come down slowly and let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Parvatasana Dve, the mountain pose 2. This comes from Rudrayamala Tantra. Ata vakshe Mahadeva Parvatasanam Angalam Yatkritva Asthirarupi Sya Chachakra Divilopanam.
Okay, now remain seated in Padmasana. Yes, and again we'll be coming to the we'll be lying down flat on the ground here, and your hands will be by your hips, and your hands will be above your head, and visualize yourself as a mountain, deeply rooted and stable for thousands of years. See immovable strength, silence and wisdom, and enduring presence radiating from your being, embodying patience, resilience and the quiet power of unwavering stability. So make sure that your hands are above your head here, and continue with the Shambhavi Mudra Sahaja Kumbhaka. Just breathe in and out deeply through your nose, and we'll be engaging all the three bandhas here. The Maha Mudra Bandha. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Suck your stomach in and up in the Uddiyana Bandha, and tuck your chin to your chest in the Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally, Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. As much as possible, try to keep your knees flat on the ground. Okay, so now relax, come up, and let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Matsyasana Pancha, the fish pose 5. This comes from the Yoga Kamika. Mukta Padmasanam Kritva Uttana Shayanam Charet Kur Parabhyam Shiro Veshtya Matsyasanam Turogaha.
Okay, so now again we'll come seated in Padmasana, lie down on the ground, flat. And now you'll be holding on to your respective feet. Hold on to the respective feet and visualize yourself as a graceful fish effortlessly gliding through clear, vibrant waters. Feel your chest open wide like the expansive curved back of a fish, and breathe freely breathing and deeply. So this asana embodies fluidity, openness and ease, helping you release tension and connect with the natural flow of life energy within and around you. Here you'll be holding on to the big toes actually in the Prana Mudra, meaning with the index finger and the middle finger. We'll be performing the Kevala Kumbhaka. So allow the breath to pause naturally, observe the breath without forcing, maintain relaxed awareness and normal breathing. Resume again, and suck your stomach in and up in the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze at your third eye and chant internally, Om Nithyananda Paramashuvoham. Very good. Relax, and now we'll move on to the next asana. And I hope all of you here are performing the asana along with us. Make sure you are also doing the asana. So now let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Sayanasana. This comes from Trul Khor. This is the hawk pose. Hastapadau param bhadnitva deham unnamaya tishtet anyena pakshena tadvad nidekshak kumbakam sadhayet.
Okay, now we'll be coming now to a standing position. Yes, and we'll be come to a standing position and wrap your right foot around your left leg, and again wrap you're going to also be wrapping your right hand around your left hand and placing your hands in the palms together in the Anjali Mudra. So visualize yourself as the majestic hawk. Sena, feel the sharp clarity of your vision piercing far and wide with focused awareness. So here we'll be having in the Samavriti, so inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good, relax. And now we'll move on to the next asana.
The next is Agocharasana, beyond perception pose. This comes from the Naradiya Samhita. Agocharasana.
Yes, now we'll be come seated and we'll be placing one knee on top of the other. The feet will be by the opposite hips, and visualize, place both the hands on your knees and visualize perception gradually falling silent and attention turns inwards. The body remains poised despite the absence of external support. Breath flows evenly, guiding awareness away from sensation and towards stillness. And notice a clear, undisturbed space opening up. Feel yourself luminous, unsupported and fully present. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outwards while awareness rests deeply within. And lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Continue with the Sama Kumbhaka and gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Sayanasana Uttaranga, the hawk pose on the progression on the other side. This comes from the Trul Khor. Kutita padam padangushtam bhumau nidaya bhuja dvayena veshtayitva kayam samutapayet.
Okay. So now here okay, so remain seated. Start by being in a seated position and cross your left leg above your right leg. So cross your left leg above your right leg, yes. And now your feet will be by the side of the hips, similar to Gomukhasana, and keep your toes tucked rather than flat. So your toes will be tucked and the knees will be on the ground. So cross your arms, keeping your right arm above the left, and twist your hand back to the center and bring the palms together at the forehead level. Okay, so maintain this cross-legged seated position. So visualize yourself as a majestic hawk, the Sena, and feel the sharp clarity of your vision piercing far and wide with focused awareness. And yes, your hands will be in Anjali Mudra in front of your forehead. And continue with the Sama Kumbhaka and lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Now relax, let us move on to the next asana.
The next asana is Agocharasana Parshvantare, beyond perception pose repeated on the other side. This comes from the Naradiya Samhita. Agocarasanam.
Yes, now remain seated in the same position and place your hands on your knees or your thigh, both the hands placing them there, and visualize perception gradually falling silent and attention turning inwards. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Relax. Now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Sayanasara Uttaranga Parshvantare, the eagle pose progressions repeated. Kutita apadam padangushtam bhumau nidaya bhujadvayena veshtayitva kayam samuttapayet.
Okay. So now remain seated in the same position. We're going to be changing the legs position now. So it's the same asana on the other end. So we're just going to be switching the foot and wrap your hands around each other. The hands in the Anjali Mudra in front of your forehead, and continue with the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize yourself as the majestic hawk, Siena. Very good, relax. So now let us move on to the next asana.
The next is Sayanasana Parshvantare, the hawk pose repeated. This comes from the trill core. Hastapadau parasparam bhadnitva deham unnamaya tishtet anyena pakshena tadvad nideshaka kumbhakam sadhayet.
Yes, and now again let us come back to a standing position. Now we'll be wrapping the other foot around the leg, and we're wrapping the other hand around the hand as well. And again, visualize yourself as the majestic hawk, Siena, and feel the sharp clarity of your vision piercing far and wide with focused awareness. Place your hands in the Anjali Mudra. Perform the Sama Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Very good. And twist your hands in your legs, and let us now move on to the next asana.
The next asana is the last asana for the day. It is Shavasana Dve, the corpse pose 2. This comes from the Hatha Tattva Kaumudi by Sundaradeva. Ata chitta vishrantau shavasanam uttanamurdhva shayanam vidaya prasarya padau kara samputam hridi nasagre adhaya drishtim smaran shivam prishtothyantra shavasanam hitat.
Okay, so now lie down completely flat on the ground. Relax your hands and your legs, and your palms, the hands will be by your side and the palms facing up to the sky. And allow the heart's knots to loosen as fatigue dissolves and rest spreads through the whole body. Visualize your body as dead, lifeless, while the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, liberates your soul. Feel detachment, transcendence, and the dissolution of mortal limitations, embodying freedom, liberation, and the eternal presence of divine consciousness. Here we'll be performing the Shakti Chalana Mudra. Gently focus the inner awareness through the eyes and continue with the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Just breathe in and out normally. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of your nose. Chant internally, Om Nithyananda Paramashivo.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda.
Yes, congratulations. We've completed another 100 sequence in the Tritiya Vinyasa Krama, and I hope all of you have enjoyed the asana and you've performed it along with us. And if you did like it, please like, share and subscribe. So actually we've completed 600 asanas, and tomorrow we'll be continuing with asana. So please like, share and subscribe, and you can also scan the QR code if you would like to learn more, if you would like to attend the Paramashivasena program to have a deeper experience of the Nithyananda Yoga. Please scan the QR code, fill out the form, and we'll reach out to you. Now let us end with the Purna Mantra. Place your hands in the Anjali Mudra and remember Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, and paying deep gratitude to Swamiji. Bow down to Swamiji and let us now chant the mantra.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Harihi Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpnamastu Om Nithyanandam.
Thank you everyone, Nithyanandam, and we'll see you again tomorrow.